Hey guys again. Well, I thought we would get out here and do a little bit of cleaning out on this 68 Valiant V100 and see just what we got for an interior. So let's do that now. Get you set up on this side. I'm going to go around to the other side. See you there. Uh-oh, gotta go get something for my knees. Okay, let's see what we got. Got a bunch of dead insects. I see the battery hold down. That's good. That looks like the original. You see how it's that kind of a S-curve shape? I think that's the original. If it's not, I'm going to call it the original. Alright, so we'll put it, carefully put it out here. And then I think first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel up this carpet here. I found the oh boy, that's not good. Well, no, it's not. This is the knob off the window crank, and I'm trying to remember how it goes on. There's a hole over here, but that thing pushes in. Well, there's another piece we'll have to put back on. Alright, let's peel up this carpet here. This is just a piece of random carpet. My grandparents used to do the same thing. Well, that is not too bad. It's got a split in it over here, but not too bad. Chrysler actually called this, they called this a rubberized carpet mat. Uh-oh, just ripped a seam there. Oh boy. This upholstery's dried out. There ain't no saving this upholstery either. Alright, let's see what the bottom cushion looks like. The bottom cushion doesn't look like the original. I guess it could be. The lap belts, this was optional. You know, lap belts were optional in these. Yeah, this year they were. I don't know what this is. This is like an old seat cover. Somebody just stuck in there. That one. That don't work right. Air thunder. Yeah. I don't think that's the original back seat bottom. Could be. They're pretty good. These are the seat belts for the front seat. Alright, that's not bad, just kind of dirty. Let's move up to the front, shall we? By the way, can I ask you guys a favor? You please, 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 please not use duct tape to put door panels back on with. The shit won't come off for anything. That back seat doesn't look too bad. Like I said, I don't think that's the original bottom, but it's in good shape. So, but that back's really dried out. If you're wondering what the thundering is in the background, Alabama weather for you. If you get tired of the sunshine and the nice weather, just wait a little bit, it'll change. So I may have to cut this short. Of course, I'm under the cover. I got this thing. I got my special light here too. But more or less under the cover. Because I swapped out the where this Montero was back here. I got it, raised it from the bed, and took it back around front. Yeah, this deal with putting the carpet in the floor, that didn't help it. The wiper seals are leaking on it bad. I mean, they're like gone. So it's leaking water like right down on the floor, and it's rusted the floor out of it. Ain't looking too good. Here's the remains of the door panel, which is probably now ruined because it's been in the floor. Here's the backing, said door panel. There's the rain. Well, weather break. Good back. See you in a bit. Well, it's the next morning. We got rained out yesterday. The dog up the street's still barking. Of course, none of the residents do anything about it because they're just complacent. But anyway, we got a torrential rainstorm yesterday, and so I had to pack it in for yesterday's filming. But today it's going to be cloudy again, and it's going to be sort of dreary, but hopefully it's not going to rain until maybe later. It might rain, or it might not. You never know. But the car's sitting under this canopy. It's got a whole bunch of rain collected in it, but I'm going to move it out over here so there's more light and more room to get around and work. So let's do that. Nobody says anything. They say they love dogs. They just love dogs. Dogs need to get away with everything. Whoops. Try it now. This tripod takes a genius. That carburetor's gonna need some attention. It's kind of flooding a little bit, I think. So okay guys, I'm gonna get you set back up over here. And got more carpet in there, I see. Okay. Okay. Alright. And I'll be back. Blah, 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 blah. I've seen that dog out there. He's some sort of hound. He doesn't even belong in the city. Like the old people, they're probably half deaf anyway. They just sit in there and ignore it. That's what you do. Just sit in there and ignore it. If you don't like what it is, just ignore it. It'll go away. Alright, let's get this seatbelt. Yeah. Let's get this cover off the seat here. Oh, it does. Seatbelt ain't looking too good. Yeah, buddy. You know, they've been using that one. Of course, this is the deep south, and we're against seatbelts here. Because seatbelts are telling us what to do, is that right? Trap us. The only accident we're going to have is we're going to go off the side of a bridge and be trapped under water. That's why we don't wear it. That seat's not too bad. I don't know what it's out of. I don't think it's out of this car. It's too big. This is not the correct poster. God, there's a loud bird out there. Yeah, let's go around the other side. Can you believe it? He stopped barking for a second. Okay, what do we got? Piece of house carpeting. Coat hanger. Duct tape. Rug. Oh, there he comes again. Some Coca-Cola cartons cut down and flattened. Another rug. It's a nice one. I'm gonna keep that one. Not. Yeah. Red, white, and blue 7. Find the white number 7 symbol. Win the prize shown for that symbol. Find the red number 7 symbol. Instantly win 5 times the prize shown for that symbol. Find the blue number 7 symbol. Instantly win 10 times the prize shown for that symbol. Win up to $377,000. Well, those of you who don't know much about Alabama, and I don't blame you for that, but Alabama does not have a lottery. Now, Tennessee's got one, Georgia's got one, I guess Florida's long since had one. Mississippi doesn't have one, and Alabama doesn't have one. So you go figure, the 2 poorest states in this part of the country are the ones that don't have a lottery, because they're the moral compass for everybody down in this part of the country. Shut up, bird. Oh, we don't want that. We don't want that lottery in here. It's gaming. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out what's going on with this long ass hose here, which is got a clamp on the end of it. It's dropping down into the floor over there. I don't know. Tied up here with a piece of rope, piece of string. This is old person stuff, I can tell you that right now. Alright, I gotta get some tools here. Got back. Yeah, that's old person stuff. Old person stuff. Don't fix it the right way, you just skim it in. The world's toughest rope here. See, the wonder of this is, grief. Now you can't close the ashtray because you've got this stuff in here. This radio speaker wiring down on the dash down here. See what this is. This is it looks hilarious, but this is actually good defroster duct for one of these cars. Not supposed to have a clamp on it, but that's what it is. Clamp to the other hand, I think. No. Anyway, there you go. Remember, guys, when you put one of these replacement ducts in, a piece of hose like this, don't cut it. Just, if you got too much of it, you can take it and you tie it in a knot like this. Like that. And put the son of a bitch in. That's how you fix it. put it in like that. Don't try to even think how to maybe cut some of it off. Another clamp on the end of it. It's too damn hard to think, isn't it? There are some real pieces of work in this. If this guy hadn't died, I'd say more about this, but he's dead, so whatever. But don't come work on my car, for sure. I always have to fix stuff like this. I still to this day don't understand what it is. If it's just laziness or just people that poor of a mechanic. I mean, let's see, look at this radio unbolted from the dashboard here. Oh, it shouldn't be hard. The nut's not even tight. Hooked up. The thing is, this is just an AM radio out of something. Not even an FM. Why in the world would you go to the trouble of trying to look at that household wiring connectors on it too? Why'd you go to the trouble of hooking this up if it's not even a I see something here that looks interesting. This connector may or may not be part of the car. And fixed up the ashtray too. It's loose now. Here's the connector to the radio. I bet that's the problem with these lights on this car. This car's got some electrical issues. I noticed whenever you turn the ignition switch on, the dash lights come on, but the dash lights don't come on by themselves. So, look under here, I was looking at the wire diagram. You know, it does help sometimes to look at the wiring diagram. I was looking at the wiring diagram, and this is the radio connector here. And normally, this goes to the radio, this one up here. Of course it ain't going there, but that's definitely the radio connector because it's got an orange and a red wire. Well, if you'll notice, looks like to me those orange and red wires are probably connected to each other. They are. Who the hell did that? That's not supposed to be like that. So that means what's going on is, oh my gosh. What's going on is that the fuse box, well, the light switch feeds power through this orange circuit, and then, or it's got, actually I'll take that back. It does, but these are not supposed to touch because this is a power supply to the radio. So probably what's happening is the fuse for the lights or parking lights were blown out, and this thing is feeding power through this red wire through the orange wire back the other way, which it shouldn't be doing, and it's powering the dash lights when you turn the radio on, the key on. So okay, whatever. I have to fix that too, I guess. I ain't no guessing too. I gotta fix it. You know, I don't know, guys. Wiring is not that hard to figure out. If you can read the diagram, you can figure wiring out. Okay, I've got to do, next up I've got to get this headliner at least, well, I'm going to mask up and cut this headliner out. This is a bow style headliner, they call it. It's got, what holds it is, it's got these, can't see them, they're hidden with this junk in here, but it's got these wire bows that just go across, and this headliner's got to go because it's all split. You can see it's just ruined, and it's right over my head, and it's falling down on the seat and all that crap. So it's not good to be breathing this stuff. So somebody's tried to tape it up. Quick fix, just a quick fix. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can fix it without fixing it. So anyway, I don't know if you want to watch me taking the headliner out. I'll probably just show you the aftermath. See then. Got that dirty job done. Got the headliner out. And so this is what it looks like when you don't have no headliner no more in these cars for the most part. And this is what I was talking about, these bows. These are bow style headliners. Got one there, one there, one there, one there. So 4 bows and 5 bows. Actually, there's one back there. I left a little part of that headliner up because it was glued pretty firmly. So, but these bows, you just pull them backwards or forwards, and they just come right out. You can take them out of these little retainers over there and take your headliner out. That's all there is to that. So I'm gonna need to vacuum this out, of course, but I think before I do that, I'm going to continue on and get all this duct tape and crap off these door panels, because whomever had this car evidently figured that duct tape was the best pathway forward to preserve anything. There's duct tape everywhere you look, or the residue. There's on the windshield visor, some on the edge of the windshield, some on the edge of the B-pillar. Some everywhere. And where you look, there's duct tape. Back there's duct tape all over the place. There's duct tape on that door panel. There's only one door panel that's not been duct taped. This is this one. This is what all of them are supposed to look like. This one somehow survived better than the others. But whether those, I know one of them probably can't be saved, but maybe the other ones can be helped. At least put them on new boards or whatever. I've seen that done before, but it depends on what the tape did to them. But somebody just decided that was what they were going to do. They were going to fix it with duct tape. So anyway, I guess I'll work on that. If you knew how scarce these door panels are, you probably wouldn't have done that, or maybe you would have. But anyway, so if you wonder what my philosophy is on this car, I'm not going to paint it. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm not going to fix the interior up. I may put a headliner in it, and I may put carpet in it after I fix the floors some, and I may put a windshield in it. But that's about it. It's got too much patina, and it's too original and all that. I may not even put carpet in it, but we'll see. But it's too original and all that stuff. I'm just going to do a sympathetic whatever it needs done, which means we'll probably have to pull the windshield and the back window out, because these moldings, these rubber seals probably have deteriorated, and that needs, this rust that's on here needs to be addressed. So, you know, with rust, it's not what you can see, it's not what you, it's what you don't see. So that's the idea. Just not a whole lot of rehabbing on this one, just kind of preserve it and enjoy it for as long as I want to enjoy it. And I'd say this tire's done. Look at this. It's got okay tread on it, but man, this thing is cracked all the way around. And you look down here, there's a big wave in it right there, where the, I guess where the belt's supposed to be joined. But got some splits on the sidewall. So I think this would be just a good tire to take down the road at 65, 70 miles an hour for a few miles. Anyway, alright guys, let's see. You want to play trunk or treat? Oh yeah, check this out. Trunk or treat. Adjustment though. Okay, here we are, the old truck. Old trash can. Okay, let's see what surprises we have in here. And a piece of masonite, maybe. Let him go to the car. Our pieces of the masonite to go to these cars, but that's how we use. More wood. Hey, if one piece of wood's good, 2, 3, 4 more better. It looks like it's a new pair of shocks. They've been in there a while though. Already got pre-rusted. These look like the fronts. You can tell because the backs would have 2 loops on them instead of this is a stud goes up through the inner fender, the inner structure, I guess. What are these? Classic. I wonder who makes that. Probably Gabriel. Yeah, I think they're the same exact shocks we got on the other car. Yep, by the makers of Gabriel. Alright then. Love free parts. The jack. These things are dangerous as hell anyway, so this thing will probably go in the scrap metal pile. Fossilized remains of armrest. Before we pull that carpet up, oh look, here it is. Look guys, what happened to my camera here? You guys see through that? There's like mud on the front of my camera. Something's on it. Yeah, okay. Look here. This is Emily's Celebration of Life by master doll artist Linda Webb. It's the baby doll that has taken the world by storm. Premiering at 5 payments of $29.99. So let me add that up to you. That's almost $150 for a doll, plus shipping and service charges. Adding to her realism, Emily, in quotation marks, is approximately 22 inches long. This doll is not a toy. She is a fine collectible to be enjoyed by adult collectors. Well, okay, that basically means you can't play with it. So you're basically going to give $150 for a doll, and you're going to set it on a shelf somewhere. No. Okay. This is the Ashton Drake Galleries. It's the loudest bird ever. Doesn't it sound nice and high class? Ashton-Drake Galleries. So that means it's worth $150. Bright eyes and tiny real touch fingers make you want to scoop Emily up and lavish love on her. $16.99 shipping and service charges. Okay. Just my license plates in here. February 11th. There's the antique hobby vehicle. Georgia, Polk County. 2004 Gilmer County. January 10, Polk County again. 2006 Polk County. Thompson Auto Sales. Rockmart, Georgia. I think they had this car for sale at some point. 770-684 cars. If you need a good cheap car, get you where you want to go, call Thompson Auto Sales. Oh, found another fan belt. Belts, not the same number. May not even be this car. One of them is a 57515. Which is not too bad shape. It ain't great. And then one of them is a 57015. Well, this car, I know for a fact this car only has one belt on it, so one of these ain't gonna fit. So I'll check into that, and they're all right. So I keep whichever one actually goes on it, which I'm gonna say is probably the longer one, because that's go all around an alternator and all the other stuff. So it's probably gonna be this one. Keep it. Some kind of something, I don't know what it is. All right, here's our usual piece of carpet. Worst thing you can put in an old leaky trunk is a piece of carpet. Mask on. Piece of foam. Saw this stuff under the carpet up there, the mat. This is what I was telling you before, maybe. I think I was saying something about this. But this is the seam sealer. And this stuff is pretty bad for one of these cars because it starts lifting. And as you can see, the water gets under the seam sealer. Not only does the seam sealer fall apart, but it rusts the metal out. So that's a good reason why all these trunks rust out. Piece of old original material off the seat back. Yuck. But the tail lights are leaking a little bit. This is wet. Piece of wood. Keep that piece of wood. I can use that for something. Probably not. It's a piece of shit. Okay. Got a terrible flat spare tire. How old is this tire? I don't know, but it ain't no good. But good news is a washer down here. The trunk is fairly solid. I see some places in it. We'll take a look here and get it vacuumed out. Let's do an assessment on it. Broken bulb. Okay, time to vacuum. Well, the trunk's not that bad. Cleaned it out and I scraped up some more of that seam sealer. And it's got a few weak spots, a few holes in it, but take a look real quick. We've got one small one there. That looks like a hole, but I think that's just where Chrysler didn't join these 4 panels very well. And up here it's got one little small one here. It's just a little spot there where the water's been collected. This water collects right there and there on these. So you'll see over here, it's got one there. It's got a big one right there, so to speak. And that's about it. It's not that bad. Uncle Phil's car is really blown out in the front. The spare tire well's not, it's negligible. And anything, I can't even see any rust in it besides surface rust. So somebody's been doing something strange with the wiring here. I'm gonna have to fix that. The wire tapped into something and it's running back over to the tail lights, looks like. Well, that is. was all that. A little bit of rust up here, but all in all though, it's not bad. Not bad at all. It bit it all. I'm getting a whiff of gas when I'm over here. Right above this tank fill. Pretty strong, so I don't know if the tank's possibly leaking or... This thing's got a vapor line right here. It runs out of the tank, I'm presuming. And it comes up along the side. Look at this neat original loop and the set of clamps that's got on it. So if you got a 67 or 8 or 9 Valiant and you want to know what that looks like, there you go. Okay guys, let's work further. See ya. Okay, I moved on from working on the trunk, which is, for my intents and purposes, mostly done. And I started working on the interior again, and I wanted to dig out this back seat. I've got the bottom cushion out here, which I don't know is original. It's got a, I was helping the mold on it, but it's got a little tag right there. It's a upholstery code tag, I guess. But at this moment, I don't know what that is, but I got good news. Finally pulled out this back seat cushion. Guess what I found? The broadcast sheet! A whole intact broadcast sheet in here. It's waiting here for 50 years for me to come find it. And if you don't know, on a Mopar of this vintage and on upwards, there's two things that authenticate, even if it's authenticate if it's a Dart Sport or it's a GTX or whatever it is. Valuable, not so valuable, not very valuable at all, don't matter. You got the fender tag up there, you got the VIN and VIN tag, and you got the broadcast sheet. So broadcast sheet just what a broadcast sheet is this thing. You can see it's run off of a, looks like printer paper. It's because it is printer paper. They run these off like a teletype machine. When this car was ordered, it's got a sales code on the fender tag. It says that it was a sold car, which means that when they built it, Chrysler had received an order for this specific car with these specific options on it. So what happens is when they get ready, they schedule this car to be built whenever it was in November of 1967. Or that car over there in April of '73. When it's scheduled for production, that means they basically build the car on paper and they enter it into a computer or whatever they had back then. I guess it was computerized, some sort of computer, and it gets this entire car's assembly together on paper, which means it tells them what color it's going to be, tells them if it's a 4-door or a 2-door, if it's got 13-inch wheels, if it's got 14-inch wheels, it tells it, like I said, what color the interior is going to be, if it's a 6-cylinder, which 6-cylinder it is, if it's a, V8, if it's got air conditioning, power steering, or does not have those. So when they pick a body off the supply, get it positioned on the conveyor that drops the bodies down, you see it in the old pictures, then every department that this body is going to go through already knows what this car is going to look like. They're going to know everything about this car. So that way when it reaches the proper spot on the assembly line, like say, it's to the point where they're going to drop it down on the engine cradle, or they're going to start building the interior, all the stuff to go in this car is right there. So, theoretically, when it comes up the line to the station, the guy's going to be there who has the seats, and he's already going to have, a front and rear bench seat in the proper color. He's going to have whoever puts door panels. So, anyway, it ain't a priceless car by far, but to me that's priceless, because those things they don't tend to last very well over the time, because people sit in the back seat and the springs flex and it just breaks them apart. The one I've got, most of the one for that car over there, but it was in tatters, and I actually took and put it on a piece of paper, a big piece of paper, and taped it down generally where it goes. So at least I got enough to authenticate it. Okay then, good deal. I'm gonna carefully extract that out of the springs, and I'll give you just a quick look at it. Alright, here it is. It came out without drama, and you notice, like I said, it's got a bunch of different stuff on it. One thing you see, it says, out here, Ant, See, it says right here, it says revised 5 of 67. So you see it's got all these different things here. It's got a vacuum feeding 27, sway bar 1, radiator 22, engine 608, trans 026. So those are all the codes for the installed equipment on it. It's got like hoses, engine fan, fan spacer, stub frame, which steering wheel and horn ring, steering column, etc., etc. So you can say, well, how do I know which if this is to this car? Well, I know it is because the sequential number on the VIN is supposed to be 208 and then something's obliterated on that, but an 05. So if we look up here on the VIN in the car, it's hard to see it, but it says 208. That's an 005, 208 005. So anyway, that all matches. It's all good to go. It's all legit. So there we go. That was worth the effort to get that stupid seat out. Somebody's already been under there. They put that house carpet padding stuff under there. Somebody, I guess, tried to do a amateur restoration on this car at some point. Started it. You know, people start stuff, they never finish it. Look at that chalk mark 3. Okay. Let's see if there's any. Yeah, right here. This is where I was saying it's a sold car. Right there, it's got a code 1 on that. So, yeah. Okay then. Well, I'll decode this thing later on. See you guys. Well, you know, I was starting to doubt myself whether this car actually was a 100 with a 200 decor package on it, because it doesn't say 200 up there. It's supposed to, but it had every other thing on it. I just love the ambient noise in a neighborhood like this. Yep. Thanks, bud. So anyway, all that bullshit notwithstanding, I got looking at this. It didn't have something. I thought it did not have something it was supposed to have. It had everything on it. Dual horns, the spear down the side. It had the horn ring, cigarette lighter. It didn't have the color-coded format in it, I thought, until I pulled it out in here. The seat's out. There he comes. And it does. If you look down in here, this has actually got tan on it. So, very good. Very good. That's the original. It ain't that good a shape, but it's the original. It's just faded out here, worn off. Because like I said, this is what Chrysler called a rubberized carpet. But it's the original. So this actually is a V200 or a 200.